Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Focus Vandalia. My name is Rich Hopkins. I'm the communications manager for the city. And on today's program, we'll tell you how you can get an in-depth, behind-the-scenes look at how a modern police department operates. Your chance to sign up for that is just ahead. We're also going to check in at our Senior Citizen Center, let you know about a whole slew of activities taking place in March and in April. But our first stop today is here at the Vandalia Recreation Center, where even if it's cold outside, it's always a perfect sunny and 72 indoors. A perfect place, we find out today, for a spring break vacation. Many working parents struggle with the question of what to do with their kids over spring break. For those who would rather see their children enjoy a fun and active spring break with plenty of adult supervision, the Vandalia Recreation Center may have the answer.
It is our third annual spring break camp. It'll be March 21st through the 25th, grades 1st through 6th, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Recreation Supervisor Brittany Oliver says the week will be packed solid with a wide range of fun activities.
We'll have a day of fun, so we'll start with crafts, games, we'll do the climbing wall, weather permitted, we'll go outside, field trips to be announced, all kinds of fun stuff.
If you'd like to sign your kids up for the spring break camp, you can stop by the Rec Center's front desk or sign them up online at vandaliareccenter.com. Some Butler High School students, meanwhile, got to spend the day roaming the halls of the Vandalia City Building back in February. The kids were taking part in Youth in Government Day, a day set aside to show kids what goes into running a city, a township, or a school board. In Vandalia, the kids showed up at the municipal building bright and early to sit in on a staff meeting. After that meeting, the kids spent time one-on-one with staff members learning about their specific role within the city. From there, kids went to the council chambers where they had an opportunity to watch city council members, along with a little help from staff, conduct a mock council meeting. The kids needed to pay special attention to how the meeting was run because once the adults adjourned their meeting, it was the kids who sat in to conduct their own meeting. In that one, Mayor Arlene Setzer and Councilmember Dave Lewis were among the interested citizens who offered testimony. The final event of the day was a luncheon put on by the Vandalia Optimist, where the kids were given certificates and a chance to reflect on the lessons of the day. For those a few years removed from school age, there are activities galore taking place at the Vandalia Senior Citizen Center. Coordinator Tony Williams says many of these events are open to the public, like the presentation on the Dayton flood of 1913. That will take place on March the 7th at 1 p.m.
A speaker from the Dayton Aviation Heritage National Historical Park will be coming to talk about the March 1913 flood. So, many, many years ago, what was happening in March and what the effect was on Dayton.
With spring right around the corner, Williams is expecting a good turnout for a lawn care presentation scheduled for March the 25th at 10 a.m.
Michelle Ruby, who's a master gardener, has been doing a gardening series, and this is the last one of her gardening series. It's called Icing Your Yard. And, if you work that hard on all your flower beds, you want a great lawn around it to kind of offset it and make it look wonderful. So she's going to talk about when you fertilize, when do you water, how high should you mow, all those different little details.
If crafting is your thing, you might be interested in a quilling class presented by Cheryl Scott.
She's coming back in March, and we're making these crosses with angels on top. If you're interested in that class, come in and pay me $8. There's two choices on that class. You can come Tuesday, March 15th at 9:30 or Thursday, March 17th at 10 o'clock.
There's an opportunity for a few aspiring actors to get in on a Reader's Theater presentation to be presented in May, with the orientation for that production in March.
The first group of this will start March 23rd, the orientation meeting. And we have room for 3 more people to join that group. That meeting will be Wednesday, March 23rd at 1 o'clock. The performance will be Friday, May 6th in the evening.
And finally, an activity that could help you spot potential health problems early on. A number of advanced health screenings will be provided on Saturday, April the 16th.
You can actually come into the center and pick up this flyer. We have a huge stack of them in the dining room, and it tells you there's 5 different screenings that they can do. The carotid artery plaque screening to make sure that you're not going to have a plaque buildup. Heart rhythm screening, atrial fibrillation to make sure you don't have an irregular heartbeat, abdominal aortic aneurysm screening, peripheral arterial disease screening, and osteoporosis risk assessment.
There is a fee involved with these tests, so you need to sign up in advance. The number to call is 1-888-653-6441. From building a healthier you to building a healthier business community. That's the focus of Vandalia Assistant City Manager Greg Shackelford, who has good news this month on the economic development front. Shackelford says Manufactured Assemblies Corporation in the Stone Quarry Crossings development is ready to sign off on the purchase of another 4 acres of land to expand their Vandalia footprint and better manage vehicle traffic at their headquarters.
They really want to reroute their truck traffic down to this end of the site, and that way it stays away from their employee parking. They've really been growing and excited for the opportunity, which I think eventually could lead to another expansion, one direction or another.
The additional land will help MAC to improve the flow of traffic and work on the site, and could mean more jobs in the future.
They're probably looking at somewhere between maybe another 50 to 100 employees in the next 3, maybe 5 years, the way things have gone. If you get any of the opportunity to look at the parking now, basically they're out of space.
Right across the street from MAC is the future home of Superior Abrasives. Shackelford says the company is just a couple months away from a move-in.
They have got the glass enclosed on the front. They've paved the front lot area, which is near Peters. It's looking really good. I have not had the opportunity to walk through, but from what I understand, they're still looking at maybe May as a potential opening, which is a little behind what the original schedule was. But I think that just according to the meetings that they've had internally, things are going in the right and rapid direction now, which is good.
Something else that's good, there are a couple of prospective new projects that might be coming to Vandalia.
There's a project called Walter that they've actually looked at the Stone Quarry site here for some of the available land to our west at the end of the cul-de-sac. And they've also been inquiring about Northwoods Business Park. So that project has been kind of taking its time, which a lot of these projects do. I do have an opportunity to talk with a local construction company about another potential project that could fit very well in Stone Quarry Crossing. So we're excited. I think 2016 is going to shape up to be a pretty good year.
It's going to be a pretty busy year for work crews in Vandalia over the next few months as road and utility projects get underway. Public Service Director Rob Cron says it gets started in March.
We're getting ready for our construction season for this year. It's going to be a pretty busy year around Vandalia. We're going to have our annual curb and sidewalk repair program where we come in and fix bad sections of curb and sidewalk on the streets that we plan on resurfacing this year. And then shortly after that, we'll be coming through and having a bid out for our resurfacing project on those streets as well.
The timeline for the annual resurfacing project is designed so that the streets are all open and clear for drivers by the time the schools wrap up summer break.
We try to get the concrete bids out early enough that they can come in and get all the work done, and then we'll have the pavers come in behind them this summer. We try to keep the inconvenience as a minimum as possible, but there's always going to be some inconvenience when there's construction going on, and we hope to have both projects wrapped up by the time school gets in back in the fall.
The goal, meanwhile, is for a national road project to wrap up before the end of this present school year. Cron says the National Road Streetscaping Project site should be a hub of activity over the next few weeks.
They kind of shut down for the winter. They've been out there a few days here this spring when the weather's allowed, but we hope to see them out there sometime in March. They'll be ramped up and have that project completed probably sometime in May this year.
There are 2 areas of town that will see some intensive attention over the summer months. Residents on West Hayford Drive will see crews replacing the water main on their street.
We're going to be replacing a 60-year-old water main in there that has given us some troubles over the years. So that'll be a complete replacement of the water main and services to the houses. We'll actually be replacing the services to the meter pits. And once that's done, we'll also repave that road when the work is all completed as well.
It's a similar situation for folks on Greenhurst and parts of Helke Road.
These water mains are just, like I say, 50, 60 years old. They're cast iron. We've had several water main breaks on these streets, so we're hoping to replace the entire main and the services as well on this street. The nice thing about this project is it was eligible for some community development block grant funding from Montgomery County, so we will be receiving a portion of that funding from the county to pay for that project.
Cron says there comes a time when a water main really just needs to be replaced.
The reason we're coming in and replacing these water mains is they're old. Like I say, some of them are 50, 60, almost 70 years old. They're made of cast iron material, which is real susceptible to cracking and breaking, especially when the cold temperatures in the ground moves a little bit. These pipes break, and they puts them out of service, puts people out of water, and it also causes a lot of work on our employees to come in and have to repair these things. Typically, they happen in the middle of the night or in sub-zero temperatures or whatever. So we try to replace these things and get a new line in there that's made out of a better material now that we shouldn't have these problems in the future.
Our last stop of the day is at the Vandalia Division of Police, where Crime Prevention Officer Doug Nagel is preparing for a number of exciting programs, including the 10-week Citizens Police Academy.
Citizens Police Academy, it's a 10-week behind-the-scenes tour of the police department. It sounds like a lot at 10 weeks. However, it's only one week a year, or excuse me, 1 week out of that time, and 2 hours a week. So that's it. So mine are 2 hours every Thursday. You'll get a different topic each week, a different instructor each week, a lot of hands-on with some of our equipment, like dusting for fingerprints. We're going to put you through a firearm simulators.
Nagel says the folks who go through the class usually come away with a newfound respect for the job police officers must do.
People think our job's routine, and it's everything but routine. Each day changes, and it can change, at a moment's notice, to where you're taking a simple barking dog call, helping a kid fix their bike, or you could be into that deadly force scenario. So, our day's never routine. We have to be prepared for everything.
If you'd like to be a part of the Vandalia Citizens Police Academy, you'll need to hurry, as the deadline to get in is March the 15th.
Go online, vandaliaohio.org. Our application's on there. Fill that out. You can see some photos on our Facebook page for Vandalia Police Department. Call me at 415-2272, or you can email dnagel@vandaliaohio.org, and that'll give you all the information to get an application, to ask me questions, and everything you need.
Officer Nagel is also working on a handful of other opportunities for you to get to know your local police officers. It's a program called Coffee with a Cop.
It's your chance to sit down in a relaxed setting, drink some coffee or water, whichever you prefer, and talk to a cop. Ask them any issues in your neighborhood, issues in the community. If you need help with stuff, maybe if it's not even a police matter, you can talk to us. We can refer you to the right people for zoning, parks and recreation. But it's real relaxed. We're more easily approachable. There's no time frame on it. You can stay there for the whole 2 hours. You can stay there for 2 minutes. It makes no difference. It's just for you to come out and meet your police officers, get to know what's going on in our agency, and how we can help you. That's the most important thing. We're there because we want to help you.
There are 2 sessions scheduled for March. The first is Tuesday, March 22nd from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. This one will take place at Warehouse 4 Coffee, 335 South Dixie Drive. The next is a lunchtime affair taking place on Thursday, March 31st from 11:30 to 1:30 at the Vandalia Senior Citizen Center, 21 Tyonda Drive South. One other program Officer Nagel is offering is geared for the business community. It's a workshop designed to battle the credit card skimmer.
It's a device where you take your credit card, insert your credit card in the machine. It's gonna, that little black strip with all your credit card numbers, your data, and all that, it takes that. And what it does, it electronically submits it out. Typically, for most parts, it could be somebody close by. But then what happens with those numbers is they make a fake credit cards.
Nagel says the skimmers are a multi-million-dollar industry nationwide.
You're seeing a lot of skimmers at gas pumps, department stores, stuff like that, ATMs. So we want to be able to tell the business how they can combat this and how everybody can get to know what a skimmer is, what to look for. And also it's just another way for a relaxed environment for business owners to come to the Vandalia Police Department and find out.
Officer Nagel will be joined by a couple of experts on the subject.
National Processing Solutions, handles credit cards. They're going to be down here to tell you to look for a skimmer, as well as the Montgomery County Auditor's Office. They're going to send a representative from Carl Keith's office to speak on it. So it won't be the Vandalia Police Department's going to host it. and how we can help you if they have any questions. But we're also going to have the experts on board for the skimmers and the people that find the skimmers and how you can combat that at your business.
Now, if you're interested in the skimming program, you're going to have to act quickly to get involved. That skimming class will take place on March the 24th at 10 in the morning. Seating is limited, so give Doug Nagel a call, 415-2272, and get signed up for that. That's going to do it for this edition of Focus Vandalia. I'm Rich Hopkins. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.